Good morning, everyone, and welcome from CSL Greater Boston. I am Gina, and I am blessed to say that I am here as spiritual director of this beloved community. What a gift it is to be here with you. Thank you for joining us. It is a beautiful fall day. It's a little crisp here in the morning, but what a week we have had. It has been perfect weather as far as I'm concerned. We've been blessed with 70s and sunny in the middle of October. I will absolutely take it. So we are here this morning for a wonderful gathering of music, message, and absolutely inspiration and community. And this topic today, that to me is so important, is going further together. And why that's important, it's actually the month's theme as well. It's about being part of something bigger than just ourselves. We were having that conversation right before we got started that we see the sacred in each other. We see the blessings, we see the divine gifts, we see the power in each other that we often miss when we look in the mirror. Because that voice in our head sometimes just lies. That ego tells us things that our soul knows isn't the truth. So we come together in this sacred space, in this divine timing, to be here as a community, loving and appreciating each other and celebrating. So in this time of celebration, I'm so excited today. Someone that I consider a friend and a blessing. Marcy Baruch is our singer today. She is here from Colorado. God bless her. She got up super early, 5 a.m., to be here and be beautiful and perfect as she just is for us. And her music, her voice, just pure angelic. So I am going to have her sing her first song to really bring us into that place before we pray, just to bring us into that centered space. This is her song, This Inner Space. Good morning.
Good morning.
I give it over to you, my dear.
Here we go. So good to be with you. This inner space has the power to set me free. It's the cavern of creation and the truth of you and me. This inner space, an eternity of time. It's the moment of the holy now and the allness that is mine. This inner space contains all that I need. From deep within the invisible flows the living air I breathe. This inner space is flowing in my bones. It stirs my heart, it stirs my mind, and every prayer I've ever known. So I say, breathe, just breathe. Now breathe this peace. This inner space is the ocean of your soul. And when you feel most broken, the truth is you are whole. This inner space connects us one to all. And though it will never push you, it will break down every wall. So I say, breathe, just breathe. Now breathe this peace, for this inner space invites us to renew. In all our endless choosing, we become the chosen to this inner space. It never knows the past. In a quiet place you can hear it, and it might just make you laugh. So I say, breathe, just breathe. Now breathe. This peace of this inner space.
Thank you so much. You're absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you. And I am so grateful to say we're going to see you for 2 more songs in just a little bit. I look forward to both. We'll see you soon. And that is the gift of, part of this oneness is that we get to be everywhere. That someone from Colorado can be right where we are celebrating and feeling the love of our community. That people all over the world are part of our community right in this instance because all is one. And in that knowing, we have our beautiful practitioner, Barbara, coming in for our invocation.
Oh, I just love that song. Just breathe. Beautiful, Marcy. I'm grateful to have heard you. And I am grateful to be here. I think I'm getting a lot of echo. Does that need to be turned down a little bit, the echo? Yes. So I'd like to have you just take one deep breath. And I'd like to say, as you're breathing and releasing, that I am knowing that the divine presence is in this space and that there is such a power in being here and knowing that God is all there is and it's all good, and that each one of us is an individualization of that, an individualization of God, and that we all have power within ourselves to create lives that are powerful. And the sharing together as a community is a beautiful way of experiencing this kind of ability. So I am grateful for Gina, who will be delivering the message today. I am grateful for all that is good, and I am grateful for everybody that takes part in our fellowship as we end our service today. I am grateful. I would like to have you all say, and so it is. That's not working.
Thank you.
Good morning. Well, today's reading is from a book that I got from my beautiful friend Barbara. It's Lessons from the Source from Tom Johnson. And the reason I like this is because it's just very simple. And the title of this is In Order to Grow. And I liked this because I thought, oh, there's always challenges in growth. And we grow, when we grow individually, we grow together. So that's what this is about. Every time that we choose a goal, have a purpose, or want some greater good in our life, we demonstrate challenges. This often makes us discouraged, and we say that the teaching of science of mind does not work. But it is working, very much indeed. Ernest Holmes tells us in our Science and Mind textbook that in order to have more, we must be more. This means that we have to let go of previous ways of thought and action and identify with more positive and vital ones. The challenges that come along are there because of the law of our being that has chosen the greater good. If we are already equal to that good, we would already have it. The challenges are there to help us grow. If we are to have greater health, we must grow by letting go of the expectations we have upon others. We must let go of the judgments, and we must get busy with the minding of our own business. In order to grow, old, limiting, and negative qualities must be released. They can only keep us where we are. Before there can be change in our outer world, there must be change in our inner world of consciousness. The challenges that we encounter are there for a reason. They are there to help us awaken to the greatness within ourselves. If we run away from them, there's simply no growth. There being no growth, our demonstrations are kept at bay and do not appear in our life. The challenges we demonstrate cause us to make a demand upon our inner self, upon the great resources that reside within our being. We are never aware of them when life is free of problems. We must not be dismayed, therefore, when we have a great sense of purpose and are enthusiastically setting forth to meet our good. We can only meet it with a change of consciousness. If we had really tuned into truth before the challenge came along, there would be good appearing, in our life easily and effortlessly. The growth would have taken place because we deliberately choose to grow, and therefore we did something about identifying with the truth in a conscious way. We make our choices, and mind provides the appropriate way. If that way comes through our going through a problem, then that way is necessary. We must see it for what it is. There is purpose within us all that can benefit the world. If we run away from that purpose, we create great conflict within ourselves. We can enjoy the benefits of having money and limitless health, but they must be in our life as a result of our developed consciousness. Otherwise, they will not stay with us very long. The presence of God is within us all, always urging us forward into the more. That is just the law of life, but the more must be an inner experience first of all. We must always be consciously working on our God identity. It is never an outside power creating our challenges, our ways of activity, but the natural force of our God self awakening to our own active awareness of who and what we really are. In order to have more, we must be aware of the moreness of ourself. We must be aware of our opportunities to grow. We must remember that all change is self-change and not deny the inevitable of change. It is what we ourselves are projecting that causes the world to react accordingly. Knowing that we are cause to our own experience, we must project or give something better and different if we are to have a different effect in our life. And finally, if we are treating and hoping for our dreams to come true, we must always remember that there is a principle involved. We have what we give. In order to have more, we must give better. The awareness of this principle and the use of it is not difficult. It simply requires a total respect of the principle and the appropriate action on our part. When we choose to grow, we demonstrate all that we need to know and do, and thus our opportunities come creatively without surprise. Today is our opportunity to grow. Grow we must.
And so it is.
Just a little feedback. I'm not hearing your voice at all, Gina, but I know that I'm supposed to sing right now, so I love you.
Sorry about that.
There we are.
I was muted. We've got two different mics. We're still trying to work through it all. I
Yes.
apologize for that. The song that we're playing is Walking Each Other Home.
Yes.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Yes. Oh, may I be equal to the good, and may we belong to each other. Oh, we're in it together. And we are walking each other home, drawn by the pull of love. We are walking each other home, drawn by the pull of love. Oh, we are walking each other home, drawn by the pull of love. We are walking each other home, and we're drawn by the pull of love. And love is the magnetizing power. Love is the harmonizing power. Love is the unifying power as we walk each other home. And we are walking each other home, and we're drawn by the pull of love. And we are walking each other home, and we're drawn by the pull of love. Evolution is calling now. We are walking each other home, and we're drawn by the pull of love. Oh, we are walking each other home, and we're drawn by the pull of love. If you want to sing this, love is the magnetizing, harmonizing, unifying power. Here we go. And love is the magnetizing power. Love is the harmonizing power. Love is the unifying power as we walk each other home. As we walk each other home, walk each other home. 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 Walk each other home.
So beautiful. Just so beautiful. Thank you so much. And I am very happy to say there'll be one more song later on. You are a gift. Thank you for being here, my friend. So much love.
Thank you, Gina.
You know, I am so blessed to be here with every one of you. Both virtually as well as in person. person. My heart is full. And that's what spiritual community is about. You know, we can often find all the flaws in what I could have, would have, should have done better. And especially when it comes to little technical things that can be annoying, to say the least. There's plenty of things that I can find myself getting not just nitpicky about, but getting frustrated and saying coulda, woulda, shoulda. And I have to remember that at any given moment, we're all doing the best, and that it's enough. Who do I choose to show up as right here and right now? And my answer is always show up as love. Show up as love. And I can't go wrong if I do that. My heart is filled. When I radiate that, I always receive it back. Because when I see the beauty in you, what I see and love in you, really it has to be in me or I wouldn't know to look for it. And when we say that, it sounds so, it sounds like, when people say that to me, it's hard for me to receive. But I know it's the truth. And that's one of the gifts of spiritual community, that I can show up just as I am and know that it's perfect, know that it's enough, even when I don't feel that way. And I'm excited to be here, and it's not that I'm worried about or anything like that, but there's times that I don't feel like enough. We all have them. We have those days, those moments that we're walking into something that feels like it's bigger than I am. But anytime I think of that, I need to remember that I am the spirit. That I am isn't about me and my personality. That I am presence is something bigger than anything I can conceive of. Power, innate power, light, love is who and what we are. And when I remember that I am, everything else can fall into place. Because the real question is, how do I choose to show up in life? Who do I choose to be? Not what do I choose to do? What is my job? What is my role? Who do I choose to be? And as long as I stay in that lane, it's always enough. But the moment that I get caught up in the ego side of stuff of bigger, better, faster, more, which is our society, then not enough creeps in. So part of being in faith is staying in that I am presence. I'm no good to anyone when I get caught up in that inner voice of not enoughness. So what does that look like? And how do I do that? And showing up in community, because that's the topic, going further together. How do we do that? One of the first things to do is to love everybody. You have not done this. If you have not done this, begin to do so at once. And that's Ernest Holmes. So love everybody. Now, we are a global community. We are global, and I don't mean CSL, I mean there's only one, therefore we're all everywhere. And it's not always easy to love everybody when we hear and see things that we don't like. No one ever said that people are going to think like I do. And it's never going to be that way. It's not about changing. One of the things, Marcy had that beautiful green background. And in this room, there's a beautiful reddish, like pink tones. And, there's different colors, and that's what makes life vibrant. Imagine if there was only ever one color. Can you imagine life? And there are people who are, colorblind, and I can't even imagine. I was driving here with all the fall, beautiful fall colors on the trees. I come in from Rhode Island, so to come from there, oh my, it was like just in nature's paintbrush. Thoughts are the same way. We get a choice of how we act and react. Everybody's got a reason for how they feel the way that they do. There's something to every bit of it. So I need to be open. I don't have to agree with you, but I do need to honor you. So, what does that look like? And I love this. An anthropologist proposed a game to kids in an African tribe. Put a basket full of fruit near a tree and told the kids that whoever got there first won the sweet fruits. When he told them to run, they each took each other's hands and ran together, then sat together, enjoying their treats. When he asked them why they had run like that, as one could have had all the fruits for themselves, they said, Ubuntu. And I know there's different pronunciations, so you'll have to bear with me. But Ubuntu, how can one of us be happy if all the other ones are sad? Ubuntu means I am because we are. I am because we are. So when we get to that place in our life, it's not just about being happy in a moment, because that's what our society tells us. In America, it is bigger, better, faster, more. You may have a phone that works perfectly well, but there's a new model. You may have a TV, but there's a bigger TV. You may have a car, but there's newer cars. You may have one of something, but you could have two or three. That's our society. So when we're in that place of never enough, how can we feel as individuals like we're ever enough? So am I playing in the outer world, or am I in that inner space? See, that inner space is where joy and peace is. That outer is where the ego is running amok. And our society is based on that outer. And the againstness is always the outer. When we talk about going further together, it's a joyous space. It is holding hands and running towards the prize of spirituality. And the running towards is right here. There's nowhere to go. And it's something to share together. Because if one is miserable, how do I celebrate knowing the people around me are not in that space? And that's the world. Isn't that the world we want to live in? That loving space. I absolutely love this as well. In certain regions of South Africa, when someone does something wrong, he's taken to the center of the village, surrounded by his tribe for 2 days, while they speak of all the good he has done. They believe each person is good, yet sometimes we make mistakes, which is really a cry for help. I'm going to read that again. Every person is good, yet sometimes we make mistakes, which is really a cry for help. They unite in this ritual to encourage the person to reconnect with his true nature. The belief is that unity and affirmation have more power to change behavior than shame and punishment. This is known as Ubuntu, humanity towards others. So are you living in that Ubuntu love? Are you living in that space of love and acceptance? And when people say things that may piss you off, Do you know that it's a cry for love? Do you know that it's not about againstness? I don't have to prove that I'm right. If I know in my heart what's true is true, I don't have to prove it to anyone. And when I try to prove it to you and make you wrong, I'm insecure about it because I need to make me right, therefore, I evidently don't know that I'm right. So when it comes to being in community, it teaches us the loving lesson of we, because there is only one. See, we're living in a world of dualism. We're living in a world that says there's you, there's me, and I have to watch out for myself. Because that's what we see everywhere. I have to watch what I say, I have to watch what I do, because you may be, wanting to say something or do something to me, and the truth is, in oneness, anything I say or do against you hurts me. Any seeming separation hurts me, keeps me from the I am presence, which is right here where I am always. So if I'm looking out instead of in, separation begins. And it's in the awareness and the understanding of that amazing things come. Grace Lee Boggs said, building community is to the collective as spiritual practice is to the individual. Spiritual practice. And we know those well, because if there's one thing we do as religious scientists here, we know how to do the practices, the tools that help keep us on that straight and narrow. I look at it as the rumble strip of life. That when anytime I'm angry, frustrated, fearful, insecure, any of those things that aren't what I want, any of those emotions, I'm on the rumble strip. And those spiritual tools help bring me back together. So again, she said, building community is to the collective, to the world, the spiritual practices to the individual. So when we come together, the power multiplies. So we want a world that works for everyone. Well, it sounds great. There are people that believe that's not possible. And if that's what they believe, then we let them believe whatever they should choose. But I can strive for it. So there are people that there's a limited consciousness. If you don't believe that you're able to do something, I'm not going to argue with you that you can. I only need to know what I can do. And be in that place. See, faith is not seeing the whole staircase, as Martin Luther King said. Just taking that first step. And when we come together in that first step, in that place of love, it reverberates, it grows. So as we build community, something bigger than us happens. Truth rings out in the world. Yes, Eileen, as you said, it's true. And what does that look like? And what does that feel like? And how do we get there? I don't even need to know what there looks like. I just know it feels good. And I also know that I can't feel bad enough to make someone else feel good. And I know that I can't possibly find my way to the good by feeling bad. What I pay attention to is what grows. So it's not, yes, we have growing pains, as it said. We belong to each other and we're walking each other home through these growing pains. It happens all the time. And I loved in the reading, Marie Reed said, we must constantly be working on our God identity. I loved that. Our God identity feels good. Doesn't always feel comfortable. Those growing points, when we react, there's growth that needs to happen. anytime that I'm saying something and someone, but you're not hearing me, it's my side that I have to look at. Okay, what am I saying? What am I doing? And is it mine to say? Who am I saying it for? And when I'm not hearing someone, I need to ask myself, what am I stuck in? Because when I'm reacting to anything, there's an emotion to be healed there. It's never about anyone else. Isn't that ironic? The people pissing us off is never about them. It's about me giving my power over to somebody else at any given moment for the most ridiculous of reasons. To be right. So I'll give you my happy so that I can be right. Like when I say it, it sounds so ridiculous. But it's an automatic reaction every day. It's called humanness. It's okay. We're not supposed to be perfect. You know, when I put in our background, we have a background that everyone, I'm not sure if you heard me because when I take myself off the stream, unfortunately. So when you put that on, everybody went, ah. And that background is the background of life. Yes, that's the I am in us that sings every time we go within. But if I'm only looking outward and covering the background, you can't see it. You can't experience it. So I come into a room full of people and I only see the background. That's spiritual community. And that's powerful. It's a room full of that. And that's why I'm here. And that's why I have God bumps as I say that. Because it's love. When I look in your eyes, you can so some you can't see from the lighting, but my eyes have been watering since I started this message. And I can show up vulnerable. I can show up as I am and let spirit speak through me. Because if you looked around me, there's none of that here. I show up and say, let me be the faucet. And you have given me that blessing to let me be the faucet. It's an honor. And I don't take it lightly. But if I'm caught up in my way, my stuff, my message, truth doesn't come out. My personality comes out. And that's what life looks like on the outside. Look at any Twitter page, and I assure you, that is exactly what you will see. You will see a whole lot of personality, for lack of a better word. Eric Butterworth said, in the flow of love, you will tend to see and respond to the divinity in all persons. So what does that mean? When I'm being loved, I'll see your light. When I show up as love, I feel love, and it shines back at me. And that is what we're here to do, to shine upon each other. That's why we come together. Now, spiritual community means different things to different people. I was raised in a faith where I went to church every week, but I didn't get out. I was thinking of that on the way here. That to me, I used to go to say thank you. And while, yes, I need to be in a place of gratitude always, every day, that's why I went. And I would do prayers that didn't necessarily feel. And I would hear a message that someone wrote a long time ago that I didn't know if I believed. And I'd hear it said by someone who was monotone that I'm just going through the motions. And I thought, how wonderful that I get to come to a place that allows it to free flow. I don't know what your prayer is going to be. I don't know what your reading is going to be. I didn't even know what the songs were going to be this morning. And I knew it would be beautiful, and I couldn't wait to get here. What a gift. And I'm driving, and I'm seeing this gorgeous nature. One tree after the next is just beautiful canvas. The There was no have to in any of it. It was a get to. Being here is a get to, as opposed to a have to, especially after last year where we couldn't go anywhere. And I had that awareness too. You know, we live in a very different world than our parents did. We need more. We need to be filled up more. We don't need more stuff. That we have plenty of times 10. Plenty of clutter that I need to work through in my house, I can tell you that. The stuff is only ever going to distract me from the island. Yesterday, I definitely got the message from Spirit to just leave everything off and just be. Just be. And the wind was coming through, like the breeze was beautiful. And it was coming through, and outside I have these big oak trees, and just beginning to change, and all the green is still green, and it's just be. And I spent the day, no TV, no music, which is big for me, just being. And I thought, wow, why does that have to be an event for me? Why do I do that to myself? And I am definitely steeped in my spiritual practices, and it still was an event. And as I was driving here today, I thought, I feel so refreshed by that. By not thinking about the have-tos and the things I need to get to. Just being for a day. 12 hours of my life. Just being. So I invite you to bring that person that is restored to the well. And this is a well that we get filled up. Bring the best of you that you choose to show up in life to the well. Now, some of you in person know I'm a football fan. I'm a Pats fan, Patriots, and I love Tom Brady. I think he is very classy. I think he's just amazing, and we've been blessed to have him. I'm not going to get into the debate of anything. But one of the things that I love is that he works with everyone. Anyone that has ever seen him in a locker room, and you will hear this from both sides, people that don't like him will tell you they know. He's the first one in and the last one out. He works harder than anyone, and he works with everyone. Now, he is offense, he's quarterback, so therefore he's the offense. But he works with defense, and he works with not just his, the first stringers. He works with the people on the practice squad. He works with everybody. Because when anybody in a group is stronger, the group is strong. He knows to win, you have to care for everyone, not just the one person you're throwing the ball to. Everybody has to be strong to be on a winning team. It's that simple. And he works with everyone. That's what it means to be part of a community. It's not a clique. It's not one person. It's not showing up for me. It's showing up for the we. And I am so grateful to be a part of this loving community that does that. We are at the moment aren't as big as we may have been, and we will get it. It's growing. It's absolutely growing. And we're grateful for that. But we're mighty. Because it's not about the numbers. Because I went to church when I was young and there were a lot of people there. But they went because they had to. Not because they got to. I didn't know any of their names. I went there my whole life. I didn't know anybody. I didn't participate in the extra stuff, if they even had extra stuff. Here, from the day I walked into CSL, it was different. I'm different, therefore it's different. What are we bringing to it? And that's how we get to go further together. I'm engaged. I see the we instead of the me. And that's what makes the difference. And of course there's other tangibles that we get to, we have to, it's about honoring and inviting to all. And that the more diverse we are, the better, the more we grow. a truth teaching community that literally does that. We're teaching what it's, the truths that you feel truth, not because I'm saying it. We feel that truth because it's in our gut. Consciously healing any misconceptions or false beliefs. So if there's something that's frustrating us, we don't hold it, bury it, and let it fester. We have a conversation. We're a family. Utilize music, message, meditation, and all-inclusive modalities. So from the sound, the chimes, the sound is, to anything and everything that works. We had sacred ceremony last week. There's different types of music. It's all beautiful. Personal development, encouraging healthy living, and self-care. Because if you're not okay, how can anybody else be okay? How can you help anyone if you're not okay? Because then you're depleting yourself. Engaging our spiritual practices of listening, sacred listening, if we're really paying attention. Openness, forgiveness, surrender, faith, and trust all lend themselves to going further together in community. And that is a big ask. But the truth is, all we really need to do is show up as love, and all of that falls into place. It just happens. You show up as love and do the next right thing. Take the next right step in that staircase. Trusting that Spirit is guiding, guarding, and governing. And when we know that, it's amazing how life flows. It is amazing the change that happens. So I am, we are part of this beautiful global community. And, the evolutionary side of it says we see a world in which each and every person lives in alignment with his or her highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with God and connection with each other. A world in which individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. And we can do that. We can do that just for today, in whatever it looks like. Because there's not one way. It's a heart open, hands open, I am presence of the we. And the timeless wisdom that we believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in everyone. And that all people are incarnations of the one Spirit. We believe in the unity of all of life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one. That's the basis of what we believe. God in me, as me, is me. That I am presence. Everyone I see has it. And I may not necessarily like some of the things somebody says or something someone does. But the truth is, I love the Spirit in them. Whether or not they're exhibiting it in the moment, I can still know it and honor that. I can honor who I know you are rather than how you're acting. Or I can look at it as the call to love that it truly is. And I can ask myself, what in me is it touching a nerve? What can I learn here? How can I show up as love in this moment? What does it look like? So we have a lot happening in our community, and I'm so grateful for it. So grateful to be a part of all the going on. And we have announcements, we have all kinds of stuff. And I'm gonna end this portion with a prayer of our knowingness, grounded in that I am presence. Centering into this place right here, right now, I know there is only one love, one life, one light. That this one is both the breath and the breather, the beauty of every color, of those beautiful leaves to the oceans and the sky. Perfect, whole, and complete, always and in all ways. I know that this one, almighty, all loving, unlimited spirit is right where I am. I am that I am presence. I am that love, that harmony, that joy, that peace. I am the hands, heart, the eyes, the voice, the spirit, right here and right now. And as I know it of me, I know it of each one in this beautiful community. Each one is that divine spark, that divine light, that I am presence, that power, that passion, that joy. Each one is filled and fulfilled by the same source. And I claim that abundance, that birthright of allness of the universe. I claim that team and loving environment, that Ubuntu spirit. I claim that together we are stronger, right here and right now. I know the truth of life itself is right here, right now, right before me. That spirit as me, as each one, is living in harmony, joyful relationships, living in works that work for them and for all. Each one is using their divine gifts in the highest and best way, feeling the joy of spirit flow to and through in amazing ways for the fulfilled life that only spirit gives. So knowing this truth, knowing this light, knowing this wholeness, knowing this joyous experience, I know that it carries forth throughout this week in every aspect of life. And I celebrate it, knowing it's already done, that the law makes it so. It can't come back void. So, in that joyful gratitude and anticipation, I give it off to the law to be the doer, to let it be easy. Let the law be the doer. Let it be simple. Take a breath and knowing that that breath is spirit, everlasting and eternal, right here, right now, and always. So in joyful gratitude, I say amen and blessed be. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you so much. And thank you for being with us. We have, our affirmation is as we go and grow further together, the world brightens. So I invite you to say that with me. As we go and grow further together, the world brightens. And so it is. We are so blessed in this community, and it is our time for sacred giving. And we have a new affirmation, knowing that everything that we give, we receive. I invite you to say with me, divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Knowing that just that divine love, that allness, however it is you choose to give, and know that it's also on Facebook, as are the slides that we've had. All of those slides are going to be available on Facebook this week. If you're not getting our newsletter, I invite you, please join us. We've got all kinds of good news and good things happening. Remember that there is good stuff here. Visioning begins on Monday this week. We changed the time to Monday at noon. So I hope you can make it. This slide is also on Facebook for the link of how to get there. Next week, due to some things happening in this room right here where we are, service is only online next week. So just find us on whether it's YouTube or Facebook, but just for next week, and then we are all set and back in person. So please join us for that on the 31st. I'm very excited to have Barbara, our very own leadership, our leadership council chair, is going to be doing a beautiful workshop on the bridge of forgiveness. It's immediately after our service, and it's suggested love offering of 20, but whatever it is, we want you there. If you can't do that, if you want to do more, whatever your heart calls, but know we are here as a community. Forgiveness allows us to be more of that I am presence. Excited that we have a new class coming up. November 2nd, from 7 to 9, it's going to be virtual prosperity plus. It's actually 3 that we're going to be doing. So the slide says 2, but we opted for 3, and I'll fix that for next week. But it's going to be on Tuesday nights, November 2nd, 7 to 9. And the reason we're doing 3 is it's actually built. They're not necessarily in sequence. You can use any of them at any time, but it's really built for online as well. So I'm excited about that. And the last one, know that we have the early bird registration for the CSL convention is November 15th, so we want to make sure that that's up there as well. So I know we had a lot of things happening, and I am so grateful to have everyone here. Thank you. Thank you all for being here in this space and this I am presence, showing up as your light. So grateful for that. And thank you to all of you online for the same, for being that light, for allowing your light to shine in your community, whether it's here with us in our fellowship. And I want to put up that as well. We want to make sure that we have our fellowship banner of where you can find us in Zoom. So you can join us. There's the meeting ID. You can always find that in our newsletter that comes out weekly, as well as on Facebook. If for some reason you are not getting that, go to our website, which is cslboston.org, and you can sign up for our weekly newsletter. And you can also go right on Facebook and click subscribe, and you'll get all kinds of great messages. You get so much good happening. And on that note of good, we are going to end our service this week with The Strength of Love by our beloved Marcy Baruch. I cannot thank her enough for getting up at 5 a.m. to be here with us, her time, all the way from Colorado. Just that beautiful angelic voice. Thank you. Thank you for being here with us today. Thank you for shining your light in this beautiful community who loves you. Thank you so much.
Love you, Gina. Love you all, because that's what all that there is. And I love listening to you, Gina, because you just bring me back to the truth that I know deep in my bones. And this I am presence, this I am presence. So much deeper than my insecurities, so much deeper than anything that could ever attempt to pull us away. It doesn't stand a chance. I am born from the strength of love. I am born from the strength of love. All that I am today, all that I bring today, I know it's enough. Oh, I am born strength of love. Oh, I am breathing the strength of love. Here in this holy air, every thought is a prayer. May we be lifted up. Oh, I am breathing the strength of and we are blessing the strength of love. Oh, we are blessing the strength of love. And we all bring it forth today and bring it on its way out to the hills and the stars above. Oh, we are blessing the strength of love. Oh, 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 we are blessing the strength. We are blessing the strength. You and I, every one of us now, we are blessing the strength. We are blessing the strength of love.
Thank you so, so much. And we are blessing each one as you go out this week. Be the love you wish to see in the world. Be that change. Blessings and love to you all, and thank you. Thank you, Marcy. It was wonderful to have you here. Blessings and love, everyone. Have a blessed